Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm making a whole series on arranged marriages in India because there's so much confusion among millennials regarding arranged marriages, and there's many discussions that arranged marriages are scary and arranged marriages don't have the right people in it and we're not able to find the right partner. So I thought I would make a whole series on this, on how I found my partner via arranged marriage and how I got the right person and what points did I look into before getting married. And this will help a lot of millennials and probably even Gen Z. So let's get started. Episode 1 deals with finding red flags in a partner. Now, red flags is often a discussion in all Reddit groups and WhatsApp channels, and with your friends, you often tend to discuss that what is a red flag. So, something that is a red flag for one person may not be a red flag for another person. So, I thought I'll make a very gender neutral video on what potential red flags you should be looking for before taking the step. So, the first red flag, in my opinion, is that if someone tells you that this is who I am, accept me or leave me, this is a very huge red flag because they're not willing to change, they're very rigid, and they always want to be right. So, this clearly indicates lack of growth because they do not want to grow in the relationship, they do not want to make a relationship healthier, and they're always good in the movies when Kabir Singh or even Ranbir Kapoor in Animal, when they're telling stuff like, this is who I am, like I will do what I want. It's a very toxic thing to be. So, whenever you're talking to an arranged marriage prospect, if you feel like he's not willing to listen to your points, not willing to improve, and when you're trying to correct him in certain behaviors, if he's not ready, and if he says that, no, I cannot because this is who I am, then please run. So, the second red flag would be cannot take no for an answer. Now, there are many people, many women and men who are like this and they just cannot listen to a no. So, they have very controlling behavior and they want things to go their way. Now, a small example for this can be when they message you, they want reply ASAP, and then, or if they want to video call you, they want you to be available all the time and they're like, you have to pick up my call right now. Or if they want to take you out somewhere and if you suggest another place, they're like, no, we'll go to the place where I want to go. So it shows very toxic controlling behavior if they cannot take no for an answer. And it also means that they're not respecting their partner's wishes. It's not going to be a very consensual relationship, because consent is very important between two partners. So, a person who cannot listen to no for an answer is a big red flag. Third red flag is being delusional. Now, there are a lot of people who are delusional and who think that they are the best thing that can happen to their partners. So often they're seen commenting or telling people that, you're lucky that you got me, or you're lucky that you have a family like mine, or they're very not appreciative of their partner's skills. They're like, oh, this anybody can do this. What is there in this? They often comment such stuff. So they're not very appreciative, not very giving, and they try to threaten you by telling you that, if something wrong happens, then you will not get someone like me, and you will have to settle for less. I'm the best thing that can happen to you. So stuff like this. They're very delusional in their own heads. So this is a big red flag. Red flag number 4, doesn't draw a line when his friends are being offensive to you. Okay, so now consider a situation like this when you're going out with your partner's friends and your partner's friends pass very snarky remarks, some kind of offensive comments, and you don't really like it in your head, but you have to play along. So you have to notice your partner's behavior in this situation, whether your partner is standing up for you or telling his friends to shut up. If this is not happening, then this can be a potential red flag. So this shows lack of respect for boundaries and tolerance for harmful behavior. So some people feel like they're just my friends, they just told this in a very comic way. Why are you taking it seriously? All these things are not to be overlooked, because once you overlook it, then that will keep happening, it will keep repeating, right? And then there'll be constant conflicts between the couple because of outsiders. So this is one of the red flags in my opinion. Next red flag, And according to me, this is a major red flag, which is keeping in touch with your ex partners or mentioning your ex partners too many times in a conversation with your current partner. So, what happens is this leads to insecurity, some kind of jealousy. Sometimes, even there are people who compare their current partners with their ex partners. They bring up scenarios and stuff like, my ex partner was better in this, and that is absolutely unnecessary. Also, if they've not yet broken contact with their ex partners, it proves that some kind of emotional closure has not yet happened in that relationship. So it is wrong and it is unfair to both the people involved in the relationship. So if someone is in touch with their ex and telling that they're just friends, or if they constantly bring up their experiences with their ex partners, it is a huge red flag. So the next red flag is any kind of verbal abuse during arguments. So there will be situations wherein there'll be misunderstanding between families or misunderstanding between the two people that are involved. So in this case, what happens? It escalates to fights. And in these fights, if one of the partner is trying to verbally abuse the other partner, it can be a word like bitch. If someone is using that, it's not normal because it shows how much conflict resolution you'll be able to do in the future. So, and once you tolerate the verbal abuse, then the other person will think that this person is okay with it and it will keep happening. Also, there is some kind of harm on your mental health when verbal abuse keeps happening, right? So, I'm sure there's no physical abuse before marriage, but after marriage, if the person has already verbally abused you, then there is a potential chance that he will physically abuse you as well. So, this is a big red flag. Next red flag is choosing family over partner for very trivial issues. Now, in arranged marriages, there are several heated discussions that happen between families. Once your marriage is fixed, there's a lot of discussions on marriage preparations, expenses, who will do what, and all the split that happens. So, usually, the groom's parents and the bride's parents have a very different idea on how the marriage is supposed to be held. Now, often what happens is that if the groom's parents want marriage held in a certain way, they want this venue or they want this photographer, they want this fancy car, they want this destination wedding. If at all the bride is opposing to it or the bride's parents are opposing to it, the groom or the bride, I'm just telling it very gender neutral way. So either one of them, they should stand up for the other person and let their parents know that this is not possible. This is not in our budget. And my partner or their parents cannot afford it. This will not happen. So they have to take up that stand. And if they are supporting their parents, encouraging these kind of discussions or encouraging these kind of expenses, just a wedding, so you can spend 20 lakhs on this, or it's just a once in a lifetime thing. So these are very uncomfortable, and the partner should understand that this is not going to work out in the future because your respective partner will never stand up for you. So the next red flag I would say is treating staff or waiters in hotels in a very condescending manner. This is one of the red flags which I think everybody sees, the behavior pattern of people who are not at the same status or who are not as the same wealth as you. So if they're treating them very indifferently or they're treating them with very less respect, then this is a very big red flag. So, another red flag is, I would say, potential spending capability of the partner. So, now there are two types of people here. Some people, they're very rich, in terms of wealth, but they do not want to spend their money. They want to spend others' money. There are times when they don't offer anything, they don't offer to split your wedding expenses, they don't offer anything, because they think that this is not their job and they don't have to spend anything. I've also often come across people who never offered to pay any bill in the hotel during these dates or casual meetups, and they are just rich on paper, but they do not want to spend their money, and that is how they stay rich, right? Because they're not spending anything. And the second kind of person here is the one who does not have a lot of wealth but is spending his life lavishly, him or her, be it wearing branded clothes, international trips, desires and dreams of owning a luxury car, having that millionaire lifestyle in their head, but they do not have a lot of wealth. and they depend on credit cards and unnecessary spendings. So there are two types of extreme opposites here, and both of them you need to be aware of. So these were some of the red flags that I used to try to identify in a person before moving ahead. So I hope you like this, and I will keep continuing making a series on the arranged marriages in India. So stay tuned for my next topic. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And also do share your experiences on your arranged marriage meetups and what red flags you used to look for. Thank you for watching.